Welcome to my kitchen, my farmhouse, and my channel. My name is Kelsey, and I would also like to welcome you to the Sacred Kitchen, a 28-day devotional where we gather at the table with Jesus and rediscover how the kitchen can be a place of worship, beauty, and God's abundant provision. Today is day 1, and we're beginning where all provision began, in the garden. Our scripture verse is from Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, and it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food." This verse reminds us that from the very beginning, God prepared a table for us. Before Adam and Eve took their first breath, God had already planted the garden. The apple trees were already growing. The grains were ready for harvest. The world was full of provision, not because humanity earned it, but because God is a generous host. Your kitchen right here can reflect that same truth. Whether it's a warm loaf of bread, a pot of soup, or something as simple as I am making apple crisp, every meal can be a reminder. God provides. As homemakers, wives, mothers, or women who gather people around the table, we get to reflect the heart of the Father who fed his children before they even asked. I love how this scripture doesn't just talk about survival food. It talks about trees bearing fruit. That's beauty. That's delight. God didn't have to make apples sweet, cinnamon fragrant, or bread rise warm and soft, but he did. This tells us something powerful. Provision is not just about meeting needs. It's about expressing love. So when we cook, even something simple, we're participating in his rhythm of giving. When I think of Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, I picture God walking in the garden, smiling at his children as he shows them the trees and plants he prepared. That same God is present with us when we stand in our kitchen. When I slice an apple, knead dough, stir a pot, or set the table, I'm standing in a place where heaven's abundance meets earth's everyday rhythms. Your kitchen can be more than a place of chores. It can be a sanctuary of provision, gratitude, and worship. Every ingredient is a quiet sermon about a God who cares. Today's challenge, or as I would like to say, today's invitation is simple. Cook one meal this week that highlights your gratitude for God's natural provision. Maybe it's a pot of soup from garden vegetables, fresh bread, or this apple crisp recipe. As you cook, pray, Lord, thank you for every seed, every plant, and every good gift you've placed in my hands. Lord, thank you for the abundance of your creation. Help me to see my kitchen as a place where your provision is made visible. May my table always reflect your generosity and love. For this apple crisp, I started by preparing the topping, the crumble. I didn't add butter until the very end, but I combined the oats, flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, and salt and mixed it up. Then I started by preparing the apples, washing them, peeling them, and slicing them very thin. I tossed them in a large bowl with lemon juice, honey, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and some cornstarch. I then added the apple slices and filling to a 9-inch pie pan and cut up my butter into little cubes. You want to make sure your butter is very cold or even frozen. Then I just mixed that up with my fingers and sprinkled it evenly on top of the apples. I'm baking this at 350 for around 35 minutes. This fall, I want to invite you to see your kitchen differently. It's not just the place where messes happen and meals get rushed. It's the heart of your home. It's a space where God's provision meets your hands and becomes a gift to others. And if you haven't already, you can download my 7-day Sacred Kitchen devotional for free. This includes a scripture verse for each day, plus a reflection, prayer, journaling prompts, along with different ways that we as homemakers can truly and realistically live out the day's scriptures, the reflection, and our faith. And if you would like to go deeper, you can upgrade to access all 28 days, plus 4 weekly meal plan templates, and all 28 kitchen table prayer cards, plus my go-to from scratch recipes. You can get those all in the description box or on my blog at faithfulacresfarmhouse.com. Let's make this season more than cozy. Let's make it sacred. A season where your table becomes an altar, your kitchen a sanctuary, and your meals a reflection of God's goodness. I can't wait for you to join me tomorrow for day 2.